In this video, I want to give you a quick overview of the options you have if you have the Healy watch and what information you can find in the Healy watch app. This is your Healy watch home screen. What you can see is how many steps you have walked today. So in my case, that's 1,576, which is 15% of the target that I set for myself, which is 10,000. I can also see how many calories I've burned today, how long, what stretch I've been walking, what distance. So that's a little bit more than 1 kilometer. You can also switch it to empiric measures like a mile. You see that my average heartbeat was 76. I have been doing a little bit of workout, not really, but been more active for 11 minutes. And active minutes, that's 1. And in the active minutes, it actually is measuring the minutes that and I click on the I for information, the minutes that I set more than 100 steps a minute. So that's not much for today, so I definitely need to do more. Go back to my home screen. So if I click on one of those data, like for example, the calories, I can actually see how I did this week, how many calories I burned this week. And I can go also back in time. If I click on the date range at the top, just below week, I can go back in time and watch how I was doing in previous weeks. That's the same for our month. So this is how many calories I burned this month, the month of December until the 1st. So you can go back to the 1st of this month. You can see how it was a daily basis, how it was weekly, and the total calories. I always like to watch the total calories because that gives me a good idea of how many. And the average could definitely be better. And that's for all the information. So you can see, go back in time during the weeks and months to see which distances you walked, what your average heart rate was, how many workout minutes, and active minutes. Then we have the heart rate variability. I just measured it doing a bioenergetic rhythm analysis, a BRA, and it showed me it is 53. So I did the BRA today. I can see what it looks like over a week. So I apparently did this analysis on Wednesday, yesterday, and today, and I can see how it is doing. I can also see it again going back in time over the month. So it gives me information, historic information, going back in time. I also have my sleep information. So this night, from Saturday to Sunday, I went to bed. I started sleeping at 5 minutes past midnight, and I got up at 6:30. So that's 6:25. If I click on that sleep icon, I see the detailed information. I can exactly see how many deep sleep I had, when I was sleeping deep, how many light sleep I had, and how shallow I was sleeping. Sleeping quality this night was 4 stars, and I guess it also has to do with it only being 6.5 hours, as I have set 8 hours as my goal. So you can see exactly how much deep sleep I had, light, REM, shallow. You can see your heart rate during the night. It shows you the highest moment and the lowest. So just before 6:30, I was waking up, and you can see the heartbeat, the heart rate going up. So you can actually show the details. And then it will tell you that this night I had 3 hours and 15 minutes deep sleep. And when you look at the average suitable range, which is between 1.2 and 2.5, I had more deep sleep than average. So you can compare it with what is, let's say, normal. Okay? And again, here you can go back in time, see how you did in the last week, and during your last month. Okay, so that was my sleep information. So this is our homepage with the basic information about your heart rate variability, about your sleep, and all that information about being active, heart rates, calories, and distances. The second screen is the health screen. This is based on the BRA that you are doing, so that analysis. It doesn't do that automatically. You do a BRA when you choose to. So I did one just before I did this presentation to have recent data. I did one yesterday and I did one on last Wednesday. So the moment you do a BRA, you lose the data of your previous one. That means you lose the schedule that it is making for you. So when I look at the BRA, you see that my heartbeat was 59. And again, I can click on the eye information button and it will tell me a little bit more about what it means. So the bioenergetic rhythm analysis, for example, measures the rhythm of the bioenergetic field through the signals from our body. The PPG, the second part of it, uses light-based method to measure the changing rate of blood flow. So, and combining it with heart rate. So it's about blood flow, it's about heartbeat, it's about heart rate variability. So everywhere you are in the app, if you see an eye, you can simply click on it and it will give you more detailed information. Like, for example, your heart rate. See? Heart rate variability. Also, again, click on the eye. It will give you more information about it, what it means, and how you should interpret it. It will tell you if it's normal, 53 is normal, and with regard to stress, I am quite relaxed at the moment. So that's okay. I can see this. When you go up, you see the calendar and the red color around the date shows when I did an analysis. So I can go back to a certain date. It will show me what my BRA, heart rate variability, and stress levels are. So I can find back this information, but I cannot go back to the program suggestions. The program suggestions I see are always based on the last BRA analysis you did. So I go back, and if I want to see what the suggestions are, I click on Healy Connect. It shows me how I score on the 6 parameters. It's based on all kinds of algorithms. It tells me how my heart rate was, how I should compare it. You know, if I'm in the middle somewhere, it's the normal or good range. If I score too high or too low, there is room for improvement. If I score extremely high over a longer period, there may be a reason to have a closer look at it. So, for example, in my case, heart rate variability, stress are okay, but tension and rigidity, which has to do with the flexibility in my body and the tension on my body, are too high. And although my stress level is relatively low, tension and rigidity are high. So there is a possibility that there is a connection, or simply has to do with the fact that I am sitting too much, that I don't exercise enough. So I can try to find out what is good for me. When you look at Healy Edition, below the parameters, you can change it into the version that you have to see the exact programs that are important for you based on this analysis. So here I see an overview of the programs that are important for me based on the last BRA I did. It shows me the general programs, it shows me the most important Healy Watch programs, and it shows me the most important digital nutrition programs. So this is a total overview of programs that are important for me based on that BRA analysis that I did. And I can also find a 7-day schedule. So the Healy puts it into the 7-day schedule to run the programs it suggests on a regular basis. So as I did the analysis today, it tells me on day 1 to run the thyroid gland program, then the HR support, and the digital nutrition HR support. If I want to run that thyroid gland program, of course, I can switch to the other app, the pink app, and then choose that program to run. But I can also click on the program itself, and it will make a connection with the pink app. And it will go immediately to the right program to connect with it and to start it. It's now connecting with my Healy. Just switch it on. And in a minute, it will switch to the page. As you can see, I say next, and it will go to the thyroid gland program. It will stop every running program and then switch to the program I need to run. And then I can start. I'm not going to do that today, but just to show you that there's a direct connection between the Healy Watch app and the pink app in this case. So I go back, I close this one, go back to my Healy Watch. So there's this 7-day schedule. And remember, every time you do a BRA analysis, a BR analysis, it will make a new schedule. So I would suggest do that once a week and use the programs and then do it again next week. But if you feel there's a big change in your body or whatever, and you do it again, always remember that you will start a new schedule. Then we have the meridian clock. So this clock will tell you which organs are active at a certain moment of the day, and then you can run a special program to support that organ. So at this moment, between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., apparently the heart is quite active. So I can now choose to run the heart program simply by clicking on heart just below the time, and again it will switch to the pink app and run it. So with my Healy Connect, I can do the BR analysis. It will give you my data. It will give me the 7 parameters, how I score on them. It will give me the most important programs based on that analysis. And it will make a schedule for me. And in the meantime, whatever moment I am in the day, I can check whether my meridian may need some extra, my body may need some extra support, and I can choose to run a meridian program. Okay, so let's go back. Then in the middle, you see BRA. That is the way you do that analysis. And let me show you how you do it. It's quite easy, actually. You click on BRA. It tells you to wear your watch on the right wrist. You click Start. It shows you 3 possible durations. And of course, the longer you do it, the more accurate, the more detailed. It gives you the same parameters, of course, but it will measure for a longer period. I normally would do the 1.5 minutes. So I touch my watch and it will start measuring. And this will take 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes. It's measuring, as we said, the BRA, which is about heart rate especially, and the PPG is about blood flow. And it will connect that information after, let's say, 20-30 seconds. It will also give you the heart rate variability, which has to do with intervals between the heartbeats. It's always good to read about it. I never realized how important heart rate variability is, even more important than a regular and a normal heart rate. So now it's measuring, it's 41 seconds. At the end of this measuring, it will give you a report that you can share, that you can print, and even if you feel that's necessary, you could even share it with your doctor so they have some sort of idea of what is happening in your body when you are measuring. So as I said, this is the BRA that takes 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds, not too long, and it will give me an idea. And based on this, it will give me that schedule. So my previous schedule that I've just shown you will be gone. And now I will have a new schedule. Okay? This is my report. My average heart rate was 58, my heart rate variability 35, and I have been breathing 11 times. I can get a full preview, sorry. I can share this, and of course I can go back to my overall app, and then I can go back to the health screen, and here I see the new information, like my HRV, my stress levels, my heartbeat. I can click on Healy Connect, and I can see what it did to my schedule. Well, there are some differences now. So as I said, it will make a new schedule. The other one I did a few hours ago, I've been more active now. So there is a change. And that's the same with the analysis that we do with the Healy resonance. It's always a moment in time. Okay? Then fourth option is the workout. In the settings, you can choose which types of workouts you want to do. You choose 5. Here are the options we have. And you can choose to do a workout. When you want to start a workout, you click on one of those icons, and it will measure how many steps, distance, average speed, things like calories, average heart rate during your exercise. So last few days I've been hiking, I've been going to the gym a few weeks ago, and for every month or week I can go back in time again. At the top you see December, I can go back, I can see it, and if I want I can also see it in my calendar. So suppose I'm going to do hiking, I'm going for a hike now. I could click on hiking, I click start, it will count down. And from this moment on, it will start measuring my information. So if I would go out, do a hike of an hour, half an hour, I can measure how I'm doing. And when I stop, I simply close this screen and I have all the information at hand. That's the way it works. And then I can go back in time to see what I have actually been doing. So for example, if I go back in time a little bit longer, then in July, you can see I went to the gym. I chose badminton. It wasn't really badminton, it was squash, but there is no squash in it. I could choose between tennis and badminton. And because of the intensity, I guess the badminton was more close. And I can see here that when I was doing that, I've been doing that almost 45 minutes. I burned 251 calories. My average heart rate was 114. You can see that the heart rate was highest in the beginning when I had to warm up, get into it, and then it was at a reasonable level. It will also tell you of the 42 minutes what the effect was on your body. And if I look at the eye, I can see what it means. So what does cardio mean? What does aerobic mean? What does fat burn mean? What does it do to you? So I can actually see that for 13 of the 42 minutes, I've been burning fat. So that's great. And in my case, looking at my data, that activity for me was excessive, not too excessive, but it was a good exercise. So this is great information. It helps you, it motivates you to go out and do something. And whenever you choose to do a workout, you simply start your program, click on an icon, and it will measure all the details. You can also do that on the watch yourself, but the screen is quite small. But suppose you don't have your phone with you and you still want to measure something, there's always a possibility to simply touch your watch and scroll through the screens and also start the programs you want to start. And then last option in this app is the settings app. Of course, you can enter personal information, important to interpret the measurements, like your weight, your length, things like that. You can enter your SOS contacts for the SOS button. You can see which serial number you have. You can set up your watch. You can see your watch face style. What do you want to see if you click on your watch? The wrist-on sensitivity. I always have it switched off. You know, there are all kinds of other things where I can see the time, so I don't need to have it on every time I turn my wrist. So I switch it off. That saves battery. But You can choose if you want to have it on, and then whether you want to have it sensitive. So for every little movement, it will go on, or only if you really actively switch your wrist. As I said, I switch it off because I want to save battery. It's the same with brightness level, screen on time, everything you can change, and also have the battery life in mind. Vibration level, you can get signals on your watch, and the signal will always be a vibration. So it's not a sound signal, it's a vibration signal. And then you can choose which signals you want to have. Well, there are message notifications. I only have it for incoming calls. So if I have the sound of my phone off, I still get a vibration and I know that there is a call coming in. I don't take SMS and WhatsApp because it would vibrate all day. So I'm not going to do that. I can also choose the intensity of the vibration. I can set certain alarms. So suppose I want to be notified when it's 1 p.m. I could put it on 1 p.m. and again get a signal using the vibrations. I can also enter a reminder that I need to do some action, get up, do something else. I can choose a time range, and then, for example, every hour, every 30 minutes, every 2 hours, get a signal to get up and do something, or enter a workout reminder. For example, every day, in this case, every day around 12 o'clock, I want to walk at least 30 minutes. And well, a few minutes ago, I felt the vibration telling me it's time to do your walk. For the heart rate monitor, you can choose how often it has to measure it. So you will see how your heart rate is over time, and you can see it based on a measuring every 30 minutes, every 40 minutes, 60, and again, the smaller the intervals, the more often it will do the analysis or the measurement, and of course, it will all eat up your battery. Goal setting, as I said, 10,000 steps a day and 8 hours of sleep. As a regular, here you can choose the workout types that you want to use, and you only can start the maximum of 5 that you have chosen here. So if you want to do another one, you have to switch it here in the settings. You can also put it on sleep mode. So if you have your wrist sensitivity on, so it means that every time you move your wrist, the watch goes on, the light goes on, you can see it. You can switch that off during a certain time. So when you move in your bed while you are sleeping, you won't have the light of your watch. You can switch on the SOS function. It will send a message to the person you have entered the details of. In my case, that is my wife, Caroline. And when I touch the SOS button for more than 2 seconds, she will get a message, an SOS message, including my location. Find phone, that is within the range of Bluetooth. So if I lose my phone relatively close to me, somewhere in my pocket or whatever, I can't remember where I left it, then I can use it. When I'm out of reach, out of Bluetooth reach, so more than 10 meters, it's of no use. Take photo, of course, the Healy watch cannot make a photo for you, but you can connect it with your watch. So for example, if you want to make a picture of yourself and you want to walk a few meters away from your camera, from your smartphone camera, you can use your watch to take the picture. So that could be interesting. And the last thing you can change here is the metric to imperial system, or your hours in a 12-hour or a 24-hour way of showing. And here you can unpair your watch with this smartphone. You can only pair it with one smartphone at the same time. So I'm working with 2 smartphones. This one I use for Healy only and demonstrations. And if I want to use my watch on the phone that I normally have with me, I have to unpair it here and pair it on the other side. It will synchronize the data, so that's fine, but you always have to unpair and pair if you want to switch. Okay? Well, you can give feedback, that's a nice one. So if you have a certain problem with your watch, you can directly send a message to Healy, including logs information of the app. You can see it at the top. Enter your data, enter the subject, tell them what is happening, and you can submit it to the Healy organization. That's great. Language, you can change the language. Not many languages yet, English, German, well, a little bit more. Again, yesterday, I think I saw less languages, so perhaps there has been an update now, so that's great. Many different languages already, and growing, I suppose. Info about this version, about the logs, terms of use, privacy statement. Well, that's about it that I want to share with you at the moment. So thank you very much